order the March, what did you write it down? Call to order the March 10th, 2025 business meeting and stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mrs. Lemon.
Here.
Mr. Lonnie.
Here.
Mr. Metallic.
Here.
Mr. Price.
Here.
Mr. Shalinski.
Here.
Mrs. Secco.
Here.
Mr. Taz.
Here.
Mrs. Welch.
Here.
Mrs. Snapka.
Here.
Thank you.
Student reports and achievements. Shall we enjoy the sunshine, probably? May I have a motion to approve the minutes of the business meeting dated February 10th, 2025 as presented? Mr. Price, may I have a second? Second, Mr. Shalinski. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. May I have a motion to approve the minutes of the Budget and Finance Committee meeting dated February 24th, 2025? Mr. Shalinski, may I have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Taz. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Any questions on the agenda tonight? May I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented? Mr. Shalinski, may I have a second? Second, Mr. Taz. No public comment this time made. Reports and presentations. Ms. O'Donnell, anything major since our budget meeting?
Nope, just plug along on the budget and I'll go to the, I'll get our new insurance rates on April 4th.
Awesome. Thank you. Mr. Bergeron, anything additional?
Nothing in addition to this fiscal report already provided to the board in the back.
Great, thank you very much. Mr. Fishbar.
Thank you. We did have an executive session prior to the meeting for personnel, and I just have just something short tonight. The district would like to thank Boy Scout Troop 1395, their leader Jessica Charlier, and Boy Scouts Carter, Antonio, Riker, and Hudson for collecting food in the community this past weekend and generously donate to the Boost Bag program. Additionally, we thank Coach Maltoni and the Varsity Boys Basketball Program for collecting food items and donating the food to the program too. So it's a big boost for the Boost Bag, and we certainly appreciate that. So just a thank you to those folks.
Awesome.
That concludes my report.
Thank you very much. May I have a motion to approve all administrative reports as presented? Mr. Shalinski. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Lonnie, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Section 5, Budget and Finance, Mr. Taz.
5.1 payment of bills, I'd like to make a motion to ratify a list of bills for March 25 as presented.
May I have a second? Second, Mr. Shalinski. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
5.2 financial statement, I'd like to make a motion to accept the financial statement as presented and place on file for all.
Second, Mr. Shalinski. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
5.3 LERTA, I'd like to make a motion to adopt and approve Burgettstown Area School District Local Economic Revitalization Tax Assistance Act. LERTA Resolution number 1 effective March 11, 2025, expiring on January 15, 2020.
Second, Mr. Shalinski. Any questions?
Yes, Tim, so with that, I thought it was just the LERTA was for new buildings, but it's also for improvement. So what is considered for, how do you, is that for houses too?
No,
Or just businesses?
just businesses, residential specifically excluded, okay? And an improvement is anything that requires a building permit.
Okay, so if you get a building permit, then you don't have to pay taxes for 5 years? Is that,
Just on
If
that
it's
portion.
just on,
What you're-
just what you're building.
Yeah, just on the improvement, not on the existing building.
all right, thank you.
Sure. Any other questions?
So just a question about that, if I may.
Yeah.
So if I have an existing building, commercial building, and my commercial building abuts another parcel, and I add on to that parcel an entire another building, that's an improvement, or is that a,
To me,
It
it's
doesn't
water
matter.
is treated the exact
It'll-
same way,
because it'll just be that.
so
entire
long as
building?
it's within that Hanover zone.
Okay.
Yeah, it's treated the exact same
And
way.
it's only
whether
that
a New
zone.
building or
Great.
improvement.
The start point.
Whenever
That's all.
whenever they consider
That's why I
zone.
put it in there, because I figured
Yeah.
you guys would know what that area was, but it's what
Whatever
was
they have
set by
designated
hand.
as that.
That'd be
If
one.
it's not at Star Point, it could be something else.
Is there anything in Florida that stops, say, a company from going in there, getting 5-year Florida, putting up, say, 1,000 square foot building, then letting 4 years go by and then adding one maybe 50,000 square feet?
So long as they apply during the term of Alberta, then they get it. If
You
they wait
understand
till
what I'm
it's
saying?
closed.
But they still pay on the 1,000
I
porches.
I get that, but I'm saying they're kind of getting almost a 10-year abatement.
No, because the first one expires, and then anything, am I understanding you right?
No, I'm saying.
Apparently I'm not.
Because,
Okay, let's
think about it, originally, a company could go in there and want to put in a 50,000 square foot building.
Okay, they do that subject to Florida, that they get the tax abatement.
Okay, but they're not doing that. They're trying to go for a longer abatement, so they put in like 1,000 square foot building, or a 2,000 square foot building, and then they go for a big improvement to get, say, an additional, 5 years.
The timeline expires on the first one, and it's treated like a separate one, because it's.
I understand, but I'm saying like they're trying to get around.
But
Yeah, but
doesn't
they
it
still,
only
they
apply-
wouldn't have started work on the first, the improvement. So they.
It
I don't
only
think
applies
anybody's
to the
picking up on
improvement
They're,
part,
they're
though.
doing two constructions, is what I'm hearing you say.
Yeah.
Well, the first construction, that's
I
treated
understand.
as alerta. The second one would be just the same as if they built a building down the road. It's treated that way.
But
It doesn't
only
make
for
any
that
difference
portion
if
that
they
they're
apply.
building, correct?
Right.
I understand completely all of that.
Okay.
Do you have reservations about the word now?
No, I don't.
Okay,
I'm
I
just-
think you're, but you're,
I'm saying somebody trying to get around it
right.
per se.
How can they get around it?
Well, like, or get an extension as per se, because so if you put up a 2,000 square foot building and it's, taxed at, let's just say $5,000 a year. Well, now, if you put up a 50,000 square foot building, the value of that building's gonna be a lot higher, and your taxes would be, say, 100,000.
Well, it's just gonna be the rest of that new huge
But what
part
the
is gonna be
company is
considered.
doing is getting around, you understand what I'm saying?
Not really.
They technically
They're
are.
not.
because they haven't built that part.
I understand,
No,
but they're
I see
operating
what
the
you're saying.
business.
I know,
yeah.
I know what
Yeah.
you're saying,
They're
but
not-
it's, that part hasn't, they haven't even started on that yet, that's what I'm saying. So
But
you-
that's-
They'd have to
That-
do
they-
a
that'd be
second
like they're
part
waiting to do.
application.
I understand how
Yeah,
everything
that's
works,
also
I'm
the
just,
part of the letter that says for additions to new buildings, so it would just be the same thing as a company that's already there, just
I
adding on.
understand all of this.
Okay.
I'll have to figure out, for next meeting, I'll figure out a better way to bring this about, so maybe everybody else can understand what's going on.
Yeah, we're not all saying.
No,
Is
yeah,
it-
no, I agree.
I get what you're saying is that they're gonna, like, they could possibly keep
Do it in
adding on
sections.
and extending and
But
keep
yeah,
getting.
well, no, it's not that, because they're still gonna be getting taxed once that
Yeah,
that first
yeah.
5 years.
On the first
Yes,
part.
on the first
right,
part, and then
yeah.
another 5 years it'll be,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so,
Is there a
So-
concern? Do you have a specific concern?
I was just looking at loopholes, that's all basically.
Whether they're adding on or whether they're doing separate buildings, it's treated the same.
Right.
So if you're a business owner and you know that you want your end product to be 100,000
Mhm.
square feet, but you're not ready for 100,000 square feet building it because you're building your business, you need 50,000.
Mhm.
Instead of building a building that you're gonna grow into and pay the taxes right away, you build the first 50,000 square feet.
Mhm.
Then 5 years from now, when it comes online, right before that ends, you make an application for alerta to add on another 50,000.
To double
That
your
way, for the
space.
next 5 years, you've doubled your space, but you're
Only
only
paying
paying
half,
half.
right.
That's what you're trying to say.
So
Yeah.
you're not getting out of any taxes,
Right.
because it's still gonna expire on the
Right.
first part.
Yeah, I
I'm
understand.
just,
Yeah.
I'm looking for that loophole, I'm
Right.
not seeing it.
What you're saying, the part that's not made is what they're, the bigger part they're talking about, but they can't use that anyway, because it's not, it's the same, different timeline when they're building it, so they're not screwing you over.
Yeah, whether they're adding it on or building two separate buildings, it's all treated as.
They'll still have their 5-year learner period, no matter where, it's just instead, at the end of it, instead of the beginning.
It's when it begins.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When
like I
they
said,
get
I understand that.
before
I understand what you're saying.
I don't think you do, but it's okay. I'll figure out a way to,
That was
more-
helpful.
We'll bring in a whiteboard.
Yeah, I'll have to draw this out a little bit better, I guess.
Any other questions? All in favor?
Alright.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
5.4, grant services. I'd like to make a motion to approve consulting agreement with EDU Consulting for services related to grant writing as presented and pending final review by superintendent and solicitors.
Second.
Second, Mr. Shalinski. Any questions?
Just confirming, this is all in addition to the grants that we're already applying for, nothing, okay. And then, my other question was, I didn't realize it was a 2-year agreement. Is that standard?
Well, it's what they're offering, so, when we talk to them, part of what they're doing is also lobbying in Harrisburg. And they're lobbying, the way they explain it to us is, lobbying after the discretionary funds that the lawmakers have. So just to even get to that, where then they want to pull some of that into the districts that are doing it here with this, I use their 5 months. So if there's a pot of, say, $100,000 or $1 million or whatever of money, to free that up, it's not grant money, it's the money that the lawmakers have for their discretionary fund. Just to start to go through that, you're almost eclipsing one budget cycle and going into another. So that 2-year window is what works for that.
Okay. And are we able to get recommendations, like if we have grants that we want them to apply for, and that stuff that we
Absolutely.
just pass on to them?
Yes, and then they do the legwork.
Okay.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Section 6, Education, Mrs. Lemon.
Good evening. Under 6.1, the health and safety report, that can be found, I'm sorry, there's nothing to report. 6.2, the enrollment report can be found online. 6.3, the guidance newsletters can be found online. And 6.4, scholarship information can be found online. 6.5, professional development. Number 1, I'd like to make a motion, please, to ratify the listed professional development as presented at no cost to the districts. That's letters A and B.
What's the motion? May I have a second? Mr. Shalinski, any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Number 2, I'd like to make a motion, please, to ratify the listed professional development as presented with costs to be paid by Title II, letters A and B.
Second.
Second, Mr. Shalinski. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Number 3, I'd like to make a motion, please, to approve the listed professional development as presented with costs to be paid by Title II, and that is letter A.
Second.
Second, Mr. Shalinski. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Number 4, I'd like to make a motion, please, to approve the listed professional development as presented with costs to be paid by the district. That is letter A.
Second.
Second, Mr. Shalinski. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
6.6, the comprehensive plan. I'd like to make a motion, please, to submit the comprehensive plan, including the related induction plan, professional development plan, and gifted plan assurances to be upon completion.
Second, Mr. Shalinski. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
6.7, agreements. Number 1, I'd like to make a motion, please, to approve the letter of agreement with the Meadows Psychiatric Center for the student mental health and educational services.
Second.
Second, Mr. Shalinski. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Number 2, I'd like to make a motion, please, to approve the student assistance program agreement with the Center for Community Resources to provide student assistance liaison or SAP services.
Second.
Second, Mr. Shalinski. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
6.8, I'd like, the sanctioned school-related activities. Number 1, I'd like to make a motion, please, to approve Laura Wells to take approximately 12 students, grades 6 to 10, on a trip to Seven Springs Mountain Resort in Seven Springs, Pennsylvania, from April 23rd through April 25th, 2025, to participate in the Technology Student or TSA Association state competition with parent guardian permission. The cost of this trip will be paid for by the students in attendance.
May I have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Shalinski. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion
Good
carries.
question. Why is it 6 to 10, not 6 to 12?
I don't have a good answer for that, except to say that maybe there just are no
Maybe there are
members that have
juniors and
qualified for
seniors.
that, right?
That looked like on the form, so that's what I'm assuming. Okay, thank you.
That makes sense. Any, did we print? Did we want to motion? Okay, I thought so. Personnel, Mr. Price.
7.1 is the employment disclaimer. 7.2 deals with resignations. A motion to recognize with regret recipient of the resignation submitted by the following personnel. That's a motion.
May I have a second? Mr. Shalinski, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 2, motion to recognize with regret the retirement resignation submitted by the following personnel. That's for Donna Schultz, paraprofessional, February 24th, effective June 30th, 2025. That's a motion.
Second.
Second, Mr. Shalinski, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
The next item is a motion to ratify payment of the following stipends for the football booster account. The names as listed with the amounts of the stipulation of the stipend. That's a motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Metallic, any questions?
Yeah, I still have an issue with that because we made a big deal about Greg doing it and now it's no issue.
Well, it's not that it's no issue. Couple of things. When there were the amounts, if you recall that. was
Doesn't
one.
matter, that
And then,
doesn't matter to me.
the other part about it was there were additional payments to pay coaches. So these individuals aren't.
Still doesn't matter, I mean, it's,
Well-
in my eyes, it's the same exact thing, you're paying people, and you,
Okay.
if you have a, if you had an issue paying people then, it's no issue now, it just doesn't, dollar, amount shouldn't matter,
Okay.
and who you pay shouldn't matter either. It's-
But this is another reason why we just
Right.
need
One
this
out-
money
right,
out.
yeah, exactly,
Right.
we shouldn't have anything
Yeah.
to do with it, right.
Right.
I just
Right.
don't like the inconsistency of what this is saying. That's all.
Duly noted. Any
Item
other
number 2,
questions?
motion to approve the listed additional compensation as
Price.
presented.
We didn't approve this one yet,
Oh, I
sorry.
thought we did, I'm sorry.
No. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
All opposed.
Motion, Zach opposed.
That's proposed.
Motion carries.
Okay.
All right, sorry, Mr. Price.
Oh, no problem. Anyway, what I said in item number 1, that's a motion.
Any questions? Or, I'm sorry, I need a second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Shalinski, any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 2 is a motion to approve the list of compensation as presented, A for induction mentor and B for the BAEC STEM Club. That's a motion.
Second.
Second, Mr. Shalinski, any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
7.4 deals with leave of absence. Motion to approve Kristen Trevos, general cafeteria worker, for the following unpaid days, February 6th and 7th of 2025. That's a motion.
Second.
Second, Mr. Shalinski, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
7.5 deals with volunteers. A motion to ratify the list of volunteers as presented. Grant McCartney to the position of volunteer wrestling coach as of February 19th, 2025. That's a
Second.
motion.
Second, Mr. Shalinski, any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
7.6 deals with job descriptions. Motion to approve the attached revised director of transportation job description pending final review by the superintendent and solicitor. That's a motion.
We have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Shalinski. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Section 8, athletics and related activities, Mr. Metallic.
The athletic director's report is available online.
Thank you. Section 9, transportation, Mr. Lonnie.
Nothing to report, and all reports are available online. Transportation agreements, sorry. One, motion to ratify the school transportation agreements as presented with parent guardian permission. Debbie Kraus, teacher, to transport students to Ringgold High School in Monongahela for Student Leadership Conference, February 27th.
Second.
Second, Mr. Shalinski. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Number 2, motion to approve student transportation agreement as presented, with parent and guardian permission, in A and B.
May I have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Shalinski. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Section 10, Buildings and Grounds.
Ten
Mr.
point one,
Jones.
building and grounds report is attached. We had a walkthrough at the baseball fields today, just looking at things to do for the spring cleanup. That Spike said he's happy to help out with this year.
Thank you.
We also had a building and grounds meeting last week before to discuss some things with the ball field.
Paving.
Hey,
Paving.
Thank you so much, Mr. Fitzgerald. Take one. Section 11, Western Area Career and Technology Center, Mrs. Secco provided us with the JOC report this evening from the CTC. Anything additional? Great, thank you. Section 12, Food Service, Mrs. Walsh.
The food service report from the following.
Thank you. 13, Student Discipline, Mrs. Secco.
Nothing to report.
Awesome. Section 14, Policy, Mr. Shalinski.
14.1 is just a review of policy 103, 247, 249, 252, policy 103, and 6.5. 14.2 is the first and final reading, a motion to approve the list of policies as presented, A through E.
That's a motion, may I have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Taz, any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
14.3 is rescind, motion to rescind policy 104, discrimination, harassment, retaliation affecting employees and non-employee third parties.
Second.
Second, Mr. Taz, any questions?
Why are we taking this out?
I'm glad you asked that, just to note that, when Rachel worked on the policy, she folded both of them into one, and they're both in 103 now. So it's not that we don't have that policy, but it's right. One like 19-page policy or something like that.
Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
14.4, notice of adoption, motion to approve the intent to comply with the notice of adoption of approved LEA policies, procedures, and use of funds with the intermediate unit 1 as presented.
Second.
Second, Mr. Taz, any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Old business, new business, anybody have anything? Legislative, Mr. Vitale?
Nothing to report.
Awesome. May I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Mr. Warren?
Second.
Second by everyone, it seems. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank y'all.